There may be one sign or a combination of signs that lead you to think that live-in care might be needed for your loved one. It could be that you see that their physical health is declining and they are unable to carry out their daily living activities. They're not physically able to walk to the shops anymore or physically able to keep their property nice and clean and tidy. Another reason that you may think about live-in care could be that you notice problems with their memory. They may be failing to remember what they did the day before, or maybe cannot remember whether they have cooked themselves a fresh meal that day or who came to visit. Most of our clients with forms of dementia or other cognitive impairments often get to the stage where they may start to leave their doors unlocked or perhaps wander outside of their properties and perhaps get themselves lost and end up being brought home by neighbours or strangers or even the police. And that also is a sign where a living carer may be needed to minimise the risk of those occurrences happening. It could also be that you're constantly finding that they have fallen and they are having injuries, which mean hospital stays, which means that they cannot carry out those activities that they need to do, such as personal care. They may be struggling to change their clothes daily, wash their clothes, or even get themselves into the shower without some kind of support. Poor nutrition is something that I find often people do talk about. They find that their loved one may not be able to cook those meals. They are resorting to having things like toast or sandwiches or soup, and they are missing out on having nutritious meals that are going to help them keep healthy for as long as possible. So, when you notice that kind of occurrence happening daily, you know that they need some help more than what they might have been receiving up till now. Another sign that living care is needed is your loved one perhaps not sleeping properly. They can't quite keep a normal routine of sleeping during the night and staying awake during the day because they perhaps maybe have memory issues that's causing them to not know when it's the evening time or when it's the daytime. So they're out of sync from a normal routine. And that could be also a sign that they're lonely. They're living by themselves and they've got nobody to talk to and nobody to share their life with. So they perhaps sleep more during the day and then they find themselves awake at night. And it's sort of a vicious circle that repeats. That also often leads to your loved one perhaps calling you more. So there's an increased reliance on family members. They are calling them, they want your undivided attention. But as family members, you probably have full time jobs and other family members to look after yourself. So you cannot be on hand for that support all the time. As well as all of these things that I've just spoken about, I think the main reason that people inquire about our services and know that it's time to get a live-in carer is that gut feeling that things are not quite right. Your loved one just cannot manage to live alone anymore, and they need that companion, carer, housekeeper that the living carer will become all in one to then support them to live a full life still within their own home.